Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm delighted to participate in this debate at the very last days of this Parliament before we adjourn for the summer. And I'm supportive of the concurrence motion in the, I believe it's the 21st report of the Standing Committee on Procedure and House Affairs. I think it would be a good thing to adopt these rules for several reasons. First of all, I don't think the rule changes are revolutionary. I think they're quite minor rule changes, moving from an exhaustive balloting system to a preferential balloting system for the position of Speaker, I think, is a very small change. But I'm supporting it nevertheless, even though it is a small change, for a number of reasons. First, I don't think we should be afraid of changing the standing orders in this place in order to continually renew and reform ourselves. I think that too often there is an inertia in this chamber about making changes to the standing orders because many of them have been long-standing. And I think certainly many of the long-standing standing orders of this place are there and have been long-standing precisely because they have worked so well. But in many other cases, they're not working as well as they ought to be. And I think changing the standing orders is something that shouldn't be a very infrequent and difficult thing to do in our Parliament. The second reason I'm supporting this is because this is present practice in other Westminster parliaments in the chambers of those other Westminster parliaments. And so we have practical, real-life, empirical evidence to see how these changes would work in practice. In the British House of Lords, the Speaker of the Lords is elected through a system of first preference votes. And so we know that that system works over there, and so we can be assured that it will work over here. But here's the other reason why I'm supporting it, and this may be different than the other speakers who've risen to speak to this concurrence motion may have given. The reason why I think it's important to support this is that the average time it's taken to elect the Speaker in the previous number of parliaments has been about 7 hours. And that's a lot of time. That could be significantly shortened through the use of a single preferential ballot, which would then allow us to reform the way in which committee members are selected in this place. I believe that we have to move away from a system of standing committees where members are selected through the whips and deputy House leaders on proc, to a system where members should be elected by the House as a whole, by their peers in the House, to committees at the beginning of each Parliament. And if we were to do that, that first day of the sitting of Parliament would be the ideal time to not only elect the Speaker of the Chamber, but also to elect members to the 24 standing committees of this Chamber. And then in turn, when those standing committees meet for the first time, they in turn could elect the chair of their committee. And I think in doing that, we would create more independent committees of this place that would function in a better manner than they do today. But in order to arrive at that system where members of Parliament vote for committee members, we need to vote for the Speaker in a more